Hello, Aries. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. So, the first thing that I got off of this when I was pulling it is like a pep talk. Like, I refuse to have a bad day today. And it's because of that that luck just comes strolling in and things change. So, the other part of this, though, too, was somebody may be thinking about you and your personality, and it's because of that that there may be a very fortunate opportunity coming through to you. But both of these are talking about breakthroughs. Now, Skull of Flowers, when you're talking about creating out of the ashes, this is like the transformative side of death. So it feels like you may be ending a situation where you feel like, you're a victim of circumstance, where it's because of what's going on in your outside world that you can't do this or you can't do that. But this is you refusing to be the victim, right? But it's again, it's like this change of attitude and change of perspective is what I feel like is being recognized. And then you have a very lucky opportunity, like just strolling in. So basically, having a good attitude about what's going on is going to pay off big time for you, I think. All right, Aries. Your overall here. The Chariot, yeah. Self-control is what keeps the momentum moving forward here. But yeah, literally like moving, traveling, things like that with the Chariot. But not being pulled in two different directions, right? In the past, the Devil, okay, so the momentum tended toward what you perceive to be as negative. The Devil, there's always that message that, you're the one that's choosing this. So this could be like a past negative situation that you may be moving away from now. But, why is it that the Devil is what's being pulled through? The King of Swords, no matter what it is, if you're the King of Swords in the present moment, this is you no longer being emotionally attached to negative patterns because, there's no emotion there at all with the King of Swords. It's more about honest, clear communication through intellect, logic, reason. Now this could, though, be someone that you're dealing with here that's just not emotionally invested in anything. But I don't know. I don't feel too bad about the King of Swords. Usually I do. Oh boy. Future conditions, death. And again, right? Like there's that transformative side of it. When death comes in, it's one of those things where the situation is over with. You can either accept it, reject it, or fear it. Either way, it's happening. But it's happening to get you out of a situation that wasn't good with the Devil. Your best path to follow. Look, I'm telling you, it's like you're moving. And this isn't a Six of Swords type thing, right? This isn't like, I have to move now because the situation is becoming too difficult. It's, no, you're ready to go with the Chariot. And I think with that being the overall too, it's kind of a reminder that as long as you keep your focus, everything is going to move forward exactly the way it needs to. But with the Three of Wands here, this is, I don't necessarily feel like waiting, but I'm looking at this and feeling like needing to be open to an opportunity coming through and following that. And the thing is I think that some of you may have planned for this, but either way, this is a good thing. Whatever has been going on needs to come to an end. The Page of Wands. And here's why I feel like the King of Swords is more so the energy that you're tapping into right now. Because it's not about, with the Queen of Swords being very clear that, if you talk to me the wrong way, you're going to get hurt. She has a tendency to speak truth with a venom tongue. The King of Swords isn't doing that. He's coming from a place of absolute clarity and understanding. And this may also be somebody that's clearing up some communication that just doesn't, I don't know, something about it doesn't feel right. And the reason why I say that is because of the devil coming through. It's almost like something comes into you, whether it's, communication or however this information comes through. This is like, it has the ability to pull you back into a negative pattern that you're trying to get past now. You need to get away from it. Because I can see you being, both of these, the Page of Wands being in your environment is saying that, yeah, there's the potential for you to take this path with, this blinded enthusiasm, if I could talk right. Like, it pulls on your passion, but you don't exactly know where it's going to lead. But the thing is with the King of Swords, I think you've dealt with this before. It's almost like somebody communicating to you like, hey, come hang out with me or come do this, but it's not a good thing. But you see that and you're ending that, and you may be ending relationships with people too that bring out that tendency in you to follow something negative. It's almost like, in terms of a relationship, this is the pattern, that you've been attracted to before, but something's changed now. You can't deal with it anymore. Something has to change. And it's all about you taking control of yourself and the things that you choose to do, and literally like moving, right? But I feel like with this, it's like needing to be open to possibly something else that you have planned for just in case, if that makes sense. Your hopes and your fears, the Page of Pentacles. So here, this would be learning new habits, something that produces results in your life, right? Now, this could also be you deciding to cut out a job that wasn't good for you anymore and accepting a new opportunity, and here you're hoping that you have the skills and talents to do this, right? But this is what you want versus this. You don't want, these kinds of communications between people where they're bringing out negative patterns. You're wanting something that's going to create security and stability. And this may be something that you've thought about before too, doing. And then coming out the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, so it's a turning of this cycle. And you're definitely ready to like leave these negative things behind. I feel the Three of Wands, anticipation. You anticipated this. That's what I want to say. The Two of Pentacles. Six of Wands, yeah. And then the Eight of Wands. Yeah, you're quickly moving toward it. There's no hesitation there. But this to me is like things going in the right direction. But it's also, communication coming through. But anyway, the Two of Pentacles. When you're talking about, with the Wheel of Fortune, the turning of the cycle into a more favorable one, this is you making the decision to get rid of the things that you can no longer keep in balance in your life. Right? So you have all the things that, you need to do to make sure that you're taken care of, you're able to pay your bills, all that stuff, take care of the kids, whatever it may be. but there's something that, has been left to you that you just keep kind of like toying around with. But because of death and the turning of the wheel, it's like making this decision to put your focus on one thing versus another. And again, it's getting away from the devil. And the Six of Wands here, again, right? Like this could be somebody kind of like giving you a more logical direction to follow with the King of Swords, but I also feel like this is what you're acting from. Like, you could be a bitch if you wanted to about the stuff that you've been having to deal with the devil, for sure. But rather than acting that way, it's like, I've heard this before. Logic and reason is telling me that if I go this way, right, those things are going to continue, those negative patterns and behaviors. But there's recognition for the victory and the accomplishment, right? And then with the Eight of Wands, again, it's quick. This is going to happen quickly, but it's so that things can fall into place. And again, there may be something that you put out there that is coming back to you in this form of some type of communication that's giving you a new opportunity to create something a little bit more stable in your life, rather than having your passion pulled on you, following it and it not going anywhere. Wow, man. But I like that, we're following out with all majors here. You're not stuck in this idea of, it's over. You're more focused on the transformation ahead. Inspiration, truth, and then new growth, yeah. So if you're honest with yourself about what you have been dealing with, inspiration will come through, and then there will be new growth. You're ready for it, though. Like, I feel like you've been ready for this. Adjustments are required. And then a time to give rather than take. I feel like this is going to be like a blessing in disguise almost for some of you. But there is this feeling of you being prepared for this. But adjustments are required. I immediately look at the devil and think, well, yeah. Because you don't want to be repeating these negative patterns. But you're clear on that with the King of Swords. And a time to give rather than take. It may be that to help you change your focus, it's time for you to think about someone else. And again, it's funny because the oracle cards talk about that too. Being more mindful of others that are around you. And it may be, needing to reach out to those that you love, right? And giving them a little bit of your attention. But either way, you're ready to go.